So, I am back in Australia now, and I had another episode to put out, but I guess now I can sum the whole trip up a little better. So, we were in LA for a month, and to sum it up, we spent 90% of the time emailing and calling agencies. And what came from that is when you call an agency, you don't get an agent on the phone, you get a receptionist. And I guess they aren't inclined to pass you on to an agent unless they know that you're already working with them or you're a big company or some shit. So, my manager did a really fucking good job. That being said, we did get a couple contacts that we saw face to face. And this story is fucking crazy. This fucking guy, we went to the club for this rap event, and my manager got a contact from this guy. And the contact basically showed that the guy works with the radio. Power 106 was on the name of his contact, so she called the guy. And he made it sound like he could blow me up. He gassed me up, said I was like unique and shit, and that he's got a street crew who can put up posters all over California, and that all he needs is my demo and to make a few videos and shit. And he went on to say that he met Tupac, that he's worked with Snoop Dogg, because the guy's a bit older. I think he's like 40 or something, or maybe even older than that, actually. Yeah. And he said that he can get me my music published onto Sony or Universal Music, and he said that by the end of the year, he could have a tour sorted out for me because he would have got me big enough that I could come back to LA and tour. And he made it sound like he was certain that I get my money back off the investment. And what the investment was is this guy wanted 10 grand, 10,000 US dollars, which is closer to like 15,000 Australian dollars. And so, but the crazy thing is how convincing this guy was. We met him in person at a restaurant that he picked, and he came in and we were both there, me and my manager, and he sat there for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours saying all this shit, only for us to find out that it was all bullshit. That has to be an LA thing. I cannot imagine someone being that conniving anywhere else. When we looked at his Instagram, shit fell apart real quick because we knew that he didn't have any pictures with anybody that he said he was working with. Because he didn't have a single picture with anybody that he said he's worked with. No Snoop Dogg, no Dre. Man. And his followers were fake because he had 27,000 followers, but his posts only got like fucking 20 likes or some shit, so it didn't match. So I knew that he bought his followers and that they were fake. And then we looked at his artwork for his own music, and he said that he has a team of graphic designers to make professional album covers, and he said he was going to do that for me too. Looking at his shit, his fucking covers for his songs were shocking, bruh. They were fucking terrible. And then we went to his YouTube, and his music videos, which it looks like he put a lot of effort in, to be fair, had like fucking 100 views. And it just raised the question, if you have all these contacts and your whole job is like based around being able to expose people, then why don't you do that for your own shit? So, needless to say, the guy was a fucking fraud, and we didn't end up paying him, but that was the one promising thing for me being in LA. And you know what? My manager was about to give him that 10 fucking grand. But as soon as I fucking did more research on his accounts, I told her not to. Because I didn't want to say it, but the guy was bullshit. So we've flown back to Australia now, and I guess the good news is 90% of the shit we did in LA can be done from here. We just need to figure out how to receive and make calls to America with an American number. But we did get good information from people. And basically, record labels, record companies don't work like they used to 15, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, what I just did would have worked a lot better because there was no internet, little to no internet. So they would find an artist who they thought had talent, and they'd sign them. These days, because of social media, labels only want to sign artists who they already see have a big following, who already make money. So like 200,000 followers and doing concerts and shit. Because a label has the luxury of doing that now with the internet. They can see who's successful already, and those are the artists they want. And the thing is, they're not going to do it the way they used to, because they used to sign an artist and give them a $250,000 advance, and that artist wouldn't get the advance back to them. They wouldn't make their money back off the artist because they had to rely on the word of the artist. They didn't have fucking Instagram accounts to look at and see, you know, is this guy like reliable? So for me, it's just like raises so many questions. But I think the main thing is I have to do this on my own for now. And which means like I'm scripting out music videos now, so I gotta start making like serious music videos. And it's not gonna be cheap. And I just need to become big enough on my own that I'm visible. And who knows, man. By the time I get to a point where I'm successful on my own, I might not even want to be signed anymore. You never know. There's positives and negatives to how the industry was compared to what it is now. But to be honest, I hate it now. I prefer it 20 years ago. I really do. I prefer that because it was more based on talent. A lot of these artists if you notice, a lot of the rap music that's out there that is the most popular music in the world at the moment it's garbage. It's not even good. Like, they have no talent. And I guess the reason for that is the listener, which boggles my mind, because how fucking stupid has the population of the world become that these are the people they want to watch? Who the fuck listens to this garbage and likes it? That's what I want to know. I don't know, man. So I just thought that me being more talented than other rappers and working harder, being a harder worker, would negate the fact that well, not negate, but help me hurdle over some hurdles that other rappers would have, who aren't as skilled and aren't as hardworking as I am. But I don't think it matters. I think that doesn't mean shit. It's all a fucking numbers game now. And what I'm a fucking, it goes against my personality a bit, because I'm not the type of guy who wants to fish for fucking attention. And when you're doing like posts on Instagram and you have to do them every day, that kind of fucks up your mind. You start looking at the next post and then you're like, oh, it didn't get as much likes as it did yesterday in this period of time and shit. And I fucking hate that. But I gotta do that, bro. I gotta do that shit. And right now I'm just working on getting music videos done. And I bought the props and the lighting, and I'm just waiting for all that to come. And then I can drop the album on my own. So that's where it's at now.